Hi, Jason Shake here at CPI Training Center to talk a little bit about replacing your P-traps. You could do that with your lavatories. Every plumbing fixture basically is going to have a P-trap, but the ones that usually get clogged up are your lavatories and your kitchen sinks. When you're doing this, it's very important that you have a bucket or something of that nature to catch the water, because as you take these apart, remember from our previous videos, you have a water seal in here to protect so the sewer gas doesn't come into your home. You have this water seal in here. So when you break these two nuts to take this apart, water will come out of there. It's not going to keep coming out of there, but you need to have a bucket underneath there. So we have a variety here, one that's of what they call tubular PVC, and then over here we have a chrome trap. That's more, you see sometimes in kitchen sinks in houses, but it's more of a commercial or industrial type facilities that you have. When you go to replace these, you're going to have to take these apart. And on this table here we have the two varieties here. So you can see when you get something of this nature with the chrome ones and the plastic ones, all basically have the same parts. It's just a matter of the materials that they're actually made up of. So when you have them already installed, like we showed you over there, you're essentially looking at something like this that you're dealing with to have to replace. You'll buy these and they'll come with all these parts on here. So how do you actually reinstall these? A lot of times you take those apart, and all these are compression nuts. So this being the P-trap part, you have a compression nut here. Generally speaking, the tube that comes down in this area here is what you're just going to put this P-trap on. And again, this is just a nut with a plastic compression that actually sits inside there, and then as you put that in, you tighten that down, it starts to squeeze that plastic, and that's what makes the seal. So these are the compression type ones. These are pretty standard throughout the industry. So that's the first part. On the outlet side of the P-trap, you generally have this arm, and then there's usually a rubber gasket or a plastic gasket that fits in here like that, and that's what seals those two. So as you put that together, and you tighten these up, that's what kind of makes that water seal. The last connection is the connection going into the wall, and again, you have another nut that goes on there and another compression that will go on there, and you tighten that up to the wall. And it's pretty straightforward. This is, like I said, a chrome one. This one's a plastic one, all the same, different pieces. When you go to the wall, and this is kind of coming out of the wall, they have what they call a DeSanko. It's usually going like 2 inch or 1.5 inches on this side to a threaded connection of 1.5 inches to 1.25 inches. These work very much, like I said, the same way. That compression will go in there. You put this on that, and then you would tighten that up, and that makes that seal to the wall. If you're starting to have trouble with this DeSanko, it's probably time to call a contractor to come out and help you replace that. It's a little bit more difficult. But basically, when you put these together, your P-trap, you could just copy the same sizes and the same measurements that you already had in there. It should go in just as it did as you took it out. And you'll have a nice new clean P-trap that'll last for a few years. Stay tuned for more tips from CPI.